The SPFL goes eco-friendly as the plastic pitch of Hamilton go down and Dundee lead Killy in the playoffs. Hibs and Saints B teams take points from 0-0 draws. Steve Clarke names his Scotland squad and Rangers destroy Aberdeen and George Square. It's episode 22 of the False Nights podcast. With me today we've got Kyle and Marcus. How are you doing tonight, guys?
All right.
Very good, mate. Very good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Well, we'll start with Rangers completing an undefeated season in the league with a 4-0 win over Aberdeen.
Yes, I didn't really see much of this game, as you could probably tell from my voice. I've sort of got caught up in it all, but it was an absolutely outstanding performance from the champions. I don't think there was much doubt of us going dropping points at against Aberdeen at Ibrox. So it was a very good performance from the guys. Obviously, 4-0 victors. First goal was actually an own goal from Joe Lewis, but it was great play from Tavernier on the side that he's been doing for years now, and it's good to see him back as well. But yeah, we didn't. Obviously, Aberdeen had a good spell as well in the game, so I can't really give much review on it. I've seen the highlights, but I didn't really watch the full game. So, but yeah, the second goal sort of was another deflection, but it was a really, really good play from Rangers again. Aribo and Kent on the left side comes off. I don't know who it is. I can tell you, but it clips off one of the Aberdeen players. And then two of the Rangers players, Kent and Aribo, run for it, and Kent manages to get it when it's up high and just absolutely just does what Kent does and just runs to the byline, and it comes off another deflection. I think it looks like, but it was played it into Roof, and Roof went down as a Roof goal. So and then from there it looked like Rangers was going to kick on even further. And by the time where I was in Belhouston Park, it was fireworks were getting set off. So yeah, it was good times. But Aberdeen had a couple of chances as well. I'm going to go on to where I think it was one of the poorest defence I think I've seen from Rangers. Where I don't know where this was, but maybe after the third goal. No, it wasn't. It was just offside. I don't know what Simpson was doing, but they had a really clear-cut chance and cut our defence open, which a lot of teams had not been doing this season. Managed to stay on side, and yeah, obviously, I think it went to Ferguson, who actually hit off the crossbar, which he should have scored from that. But yeah, third goal came from Rangers again. Obviously, it was a pure defensive mistake from Aberdeen, and then managed to come into Roof. And Roof manages to slot it away, which was it's good. That's what Rangers been doing all season. Even when we don't have the ball, we always look comfortable. And obviously our pressing game has been really, really good this season as well. That's what makes us the champions at the moment. So yeah, and then obviously there's a couple of Aberdeen chances as well. Obviously a couple of good saves from Al McGregor. And then the last goal came from no man himself. Jermaine Defoe does what he does all the time, chopping in, chopping out. So a good play from Greg Stewart when he came on as well. Made a couple of Aberdeen players fall on their arse, and does what Defoe does and slots that away. And then obviously the celebrations after, which you've probably seen, were just spectacular. Really, it's just putting absolute years of heart, and then to actually finally do it, get the trophy was special. Something I'll treasure for the rest of my life, I think.
Yeah, it's first trophy in a long time. Just completing an undefeated season as well is not a bad achievement.
Not something I would ever think at the start of the season. You'd never ever think that. But especially after this season's meant to be absolute. This is meant to be the 10 in a row season. Blah blah blah. No one was really talking about 55, but. Yeah, you would never expect that. Obviously, going undefeated in the entire domestic season it's just spectacular, really.
We'll move on now to Hibs Celtic. Not really much coming from this one. A 0-0 draw at Easter Road. I see Hibs resting most of their players ahead of the cup final this weekend. But Marcus, do you have any notes for the game?
We had our second string team out, and the Glasgow Hibs still couldn't beat us with our first team. So. But I mean, it was a nothing game really. I wasn't. I don't know. I did expect Celtic to rotate the same as we would, and it was a big surprise when they didn't. And I kind of went to my granddad. I says, we'd be lucky not to get away with a good hide in the day, but we didn't in the end. And I'm kind of glad. I didn't want to. I didn't plan on spending my Saturday watching us getting pumped 4-0, but a draw was a good result in that context, I guess. Like we rested the players we needed to rest. The likes of Irvin and Deutsch did come on with like 20 minutes to go, but luckily didn't get injured. Um, we didn't play maybe the youth players I'd hoped we would, but I think that's because they played during the week and something about the COVID rules meant they couldn't partake. So the likes of Stephen Bradley, Ryan Shanley, but I think Ryan Shanley's known. But so we had to play, Melko Hallberg, who again was pretty decent. We had a front two of right, and actually Hallberg was playing up front as well, which was just kind of a very strange front two. It just shows that we really need to strengthen in terms of depth in the striking department for next season, especially if we do lose Nisbet. But I don't know, kind of not really too much riding in the game. We'd obviously sealed up third with a game at Pataudry, so yeah, the fact we didn't get beat was a positive, and I like to David Gray, Darren McGregor, Louis Stevenson going out and getting minutes as well was good. I think actually for David Gray, I think that was the first time he'd started a Premiership match in 50 months.
First time we play a Premiership match since November.
Yeah.
The first time we started this season.
Wait, since November? I heard that it was 15 months that he'd started a match.
Yeah, so he hasn't started in ages, but last time we made an appearance was November.
Was November, all right, aye. But anyway, in any case, it's good to see Sir Dave getting a run out. He actually did really well, even though you can tell his body's, starting to, starting to get there. Probably should be looking to get another sort of backup right back if that's the case, because as much as that defence that won us the cup in 2016 is they're a bunch of legends. We'll need to move on at some point. Dan McGregor as well. He's been fantastic whenever he's needed to come in, but we'll need somebody to kind of back up Porteous and Doig as kind of our new defence. Hopefully it's Jason Kerr, but there's not so much I can say about the game. I mean, Celtic had quite a few chances. They had most of the ball, really. It was Edward and Al-Yunusi that were pulling the strings for them. I don't think anyone else in the squad was particularly impressive, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, Celtic had 73% possession and expected goals of 2.9.
Aye. But can I just say, what a performance in Marciano. He did pull off some saves that, as much as Macy's done well whenever he's come in, it reminds you how much we are going to miss Marciano. He's been around the club for 5 years. He obviously loves the club to pieces. I mean, you can see how he speaks about the club in public. So it'll be a big miss to see him go. A big shame, but obviously wish him all the best wherever he goes. I think at the minute he's meant to be going back to Israel to kind of settle down. Home for him, but I'm glad he could keep a clean sheet for his last ever game in the club, and it's kind of a shame that he never got the send off he deserved, probably with fans at Easter Road. But that's how it is, and he'll be back. He'll definitely be back at some point. So, all the best, Rocky, and that's about all I can say really about the game. It was It
was also a 0-0 draw between the team that Hibs will play in the final. There, St Johnstone playing Livingston. Another 0-0 draw, another game with nothing really riding on it. But that does mean that St Johnstone will finish 5th and Livingston in 6th on goal difference. That means that if Hibs win the cup, then St Johnstone will get a Conference League spot.
Good for them. They deserve it. They've actually been fantastic, especially the second half of the season. So I'm happy that they've got their European space. Obviously, I hope they don't win the final tomorrow, but apart from that, they've done a really good job on a shoestring budget. So
yeah, I know a lot of people that were thinking, see when Tommy Wright left, that St Johnstone were always going to go.
Aye.
I think a lot of people actually put them as bottom as their predictions, to be honest.
Aye, people had their doubts just because Tommy Wright had been there so long,
Yeah,
kind of
To be fair, Dunbley manages where I'm from, Cam Davison, and my mum knows him very well. Fair play to him. Like, he's obviously done a lot, and he's obviously learned a lot as well. But obviously, I think it's his first job as well, properly manager. But
Aye.
yeah, so obviously you got to give credit to young managers, especially when they're doing well as well. So
Aye, good to see
yeah, credit to them.
a young Scottish
Exactly.
manager doing well.
Exactly.
We didn't see enough of that. I think kind of new managers coming through that are,
Yeah,
Scottish.
of course.
So
It's good to see anyway. Yeah.
Promising, and I hope St Johnstone can continue next season to keep. But we have to as well. But their squad will get raided. Absolutely. I mean, the likes of Kerr.
Yeah, by you.
I hope so. Kerr and McCart would walk into.
Yeah, they're good players to be fair.
Aye, the likes of Glenn Middleton as well. We don't know what's going to happen with him in Rangers. Ali McCann is another one I'd like at Hibs. But even clubs down in England. I mean, I've noticed this summer more than everything, but like the amount of Scottish players linked to English clubs now. I think I said last week with Brexit. Obviously, you're going to have more English clubs looking at Scotland for youth development, for in general kind of transfers. So I think that'll pose a real challenge, especially on the budget they're on. It'll pose a real challenge to try and get a squad that can compete to the same levels for St Johnstone. But I hope he continues. I hope I wish him all the best. Just no tomorrow. Just no tomorrow. So
yeah. Going on to that fact that English clubs will start looking at Scotland again. Hibs announced a partnership with Brighton, and Burnley also announced a partnership with a Scottish club in Ayr United as well. I think that kind of reinforces the point that because of Brexit,
breakfast.
because of Brexit, English clubs can't really sign too many players from abroad. They're going to start looking to Scotland, and that's why Brighton and Burnley have especially have started these partnerships up.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm quite happy. On the Seagulls. Yeah.
Does that mean we get Duffy next season?
Oh, imagine.
I hope not. Nah.
Porteous goes to swap for Shane Duffy for Porteous.
I'd rather not.
Maybe a different player when he plays for Hibs though.
I don't think I'd rather not risk it.
Exactly.
Nah, it's good though because these obviously these clubs in England. I mean, I don't know about Brighton and Burnley, but the likes of Chelsea and Man City. I mean, they stockpile youth players and just
Help them,
like imagine the talent we could get on loan. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with Brighton as a club, or how their youth system is. I don't know if they've got a history of bringing through youth talent, to be honest. But it's probably. I mean, they did mention in the partnership it wasn't just we'd be sending players their way and they'd be loaning players back. It was like we'd be sharing like business ideas and that kind of thing, and just general information and inside knowledge. So it's probably a good thing to have. We've also obviously got our partnership with Charleston Battery over in America. I know Rangers are partnered with an American club as well, at Orange County, which I wonder how they sorted that out with the naming. But no, that it just shows you like the Scottish game is kind of moving forward. Aberdeen and Atlanta as well, moving forward, making connections with other leagues, sharing ideas around, and hopefully bring a lot to their league, a lot of new fresh ideas.
Yeah, but one team that won't be in the Premiership next season to reap the rewards of those ideas are Hamilton. They're finally gone.
Yes.
Thank fuck.
That's one plastic turf out the way.
Aye, another gonna go down soon, hopefully.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Come on, getting a 2-0 win at Hamilton and their famous Spice of Life North Stand.
Yes.
But,
we like to see.
I hate away days at Hamilton so much. We went Sam.
Yeah.
Can we say anything positive about Hamilton at all?
The one positive thing I'll say is credit to them for staying up in the Premiership for so long. On the budget they're on.
The one game that I did see was obviously against us, and they did play like a Premiership team, like a mid-Premiership team.
Aye.
But yeah, I can't really give anything. Thank God they're down. Honestly, if you're a Hamilton fan, we're sorry, but
well, it's unlikely.
Thank God.
I mean, you'd rather have somebody like Dunfermline or even Dundee or Hearts or up, like a.
Yeah, of course.
It's just how flat is it going to a home game?
I mean, it's potentially another derby coming up as well, which could bring in more money into the game.
It's just like boring. I mean, you're at Easter Road or Ibrox or whatever, and you're seeing there's like 2 away fans. It's like, nah.
Exactly, nah. It's not the reality.
And then you go over there and it's the deadest ground. I mean, nah, it's
more atmosphere.
So I think that's one thing we can agree on this season.
It's nothing personal. If there are, I know it's unlikely, but if there are any of the few Hamilton fans listening, it's nothing personal. It's just
we don't like your club.
We don't like your club. Plus, he's relegated us as well. So get doing.
Yeah, and potentially Kilmarnock going down as well.
Yeah, that 2-1 win for Ross County over Motherwell did see Killie drop into the playoff spot. But yeah, I was going to say happy for County for staying up.
Happy for Hughes, Louis Hughes as well.
Yeah,
I did say when he took over, I says, I hope he keeps them up. Got a lot of respect for the guy. Obviously, he's a Hibs man, so and it's a good away day as well. That County. It is a trek, but
if you get up there, but they've got a few decent players, County, and happy that they've stayed up. They're a good addition to the Premiership, unlike Hamilton. Motherwell with a loss on their last game of the season, but they're already safe anyway. And then
don't think they have a lot to play for.
Nothing to play for. But St Mirren and Dundee playing out a 0-0 draw in another nothing game. But I want to move on now to the playoff. Killie obviously were dropped into the playoffs, and it was a Charlie Adam inspired Dundee getting the 2-1 win in the first leg.
As well, can I say, watching the highlights of that game, how good it was to see. I know everyone keeps saying this, like, how good is it to see fans back in that, like in England and that, but it genuinely is. Like, it's just refreshing to see fans back at a Scottish game. It gives you a lot of hope. I'm still perplexed as to why there's fans back at Dens, but no at Hampden for tomorrow. But or even they could have moved it anywhere other than Hampden. But still, I mean, it shows that the Scottish game is still making progress in terms of getting fans back. Hopefully for next season as well. I've renewed my season ticket, so.
I did hope to go to the first leg between Edinburgh and Dumbarton in the playoffs for the League One, but Ainsley Park isn't. It's not big enough to host fans in a distance way, so Edinburgh City lost that two-legged playoff 3-2 on aggregate. Very unlucky for them.
That's
not
a shame.
Up, but they will be back at Meadowbank next season. Hopefully trying to get...
It just every season it almost happens for City, like in terms of getting up.
Yeah.
Really unlucky. As well, you've had teams like Queen's Park and Cove Rangers that have had like miles more money pumped into them to in terms of where that league is. So, just been a lack of luck really for City. But big things coming out. Obviously James McDonough now has gone from manager to now, I think, sporting director. It's a big statement for a part-time club. It shows you like they're planning and building a more solid kind of infrastructure, and they've got their eyes on going to League One. So a lot of exciting things happening at that club. Another place that we're hoping to get back to next season. Me and Sam do try and make it along whenever we can. To see City. So.
But going back to the Dundee game, it was a 2-1 win, and that does put the pressure on Killie for the second leg.
Quite surprised.
Were you surprised by the result?
Yeah, I was quite surprised. I don't know, like watching. I mean, obviously it's just the highlights. It doesn't give you the full picture of the match, but it looked like Kilmarnock were kind of out of the game for a lot of it, and then just kind of popped up with a goal. Probably a bit lucky to get that away goal, in all honesty. But we'll see how it goes at.
I think it'll be an interesting one anyway. Next game.
Yeah. I hope Dundee come up.
I do because it's an actual pitch.
An actual pitch. Love the Dundee derby come up.
Exactly. Yeah, more
Watching
money.
watching the Dundee derbies when they were back in the Championship was class. So that 6-2 one, I watched it on the BBC. I was amazed. I was like, wow, one of the best games I've seen as a neutral, like on the telly.
Yeah, I
But
know.
and as much as I like Killy, like I do, it is a nice away day. You got the Killy pies, obviously, best pies in the country, if you ask me. But I know that's not an opinion that many people don't have as well, that they've got the best pies, but still. But yeah, it's just the plastic parquet. It's another
Another one we want out the league.
Aye, get the plastics out.
Yeah, but I do realise the next season we'll have the Old Firm, we'll have the Edinburgh derby back, and hopefully we'll have a Dundee derby as well.
Yep, that should be good. Hopefully,
We'll make it really exciting. Another thing that's really exciting is the Euros coming up, and Steve Clarke has made his Scotland squad.
Oh,
what a squad! What a squad!
Yeah.
Nisbet in, which I'm happy about. I know Kyle will be happy the fact Patterson's in.
Oh, I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie here, right? I genuinely think he's Scotland's best right back. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
I'll put it out there, 100%.
I think he could be. I still think he needs to prove himself because you've.
Well,
been
yeah, of course, yeah, because obviously he's not got a cap yet.
Yeah,
but from what I've seen and from what I've seen Scotland play, best right back Scotland have right now.
We'll need to see. I mean, because you've been on here criticising Turnbull for no.
And I hope he gets a chance. Patterson, hope he does get a chance in that squad.
I hope because if Nisbet puts on a good show, then cause Nisbet's going. There's no two ways about it. It'll be away in the summer, so.
Also, I don't really know how Scotland play. Do they play with two strikers? Do they?
Yeah, so I think in the last couple of games they've played with Che Adams and Dykes.
Nah, I would definitely get Nisbet in for Dykes,
100%. Yeah, I'd play Adams.
Well, it depends on the fixture because Dykes is better for a physical battle. If it's the Czech Republic we're playing,
if Scotland are going for it, which they kind of need to, I would play Nisbet 100%.
Aye, we'll see.
The through ball from John McGinn to Nisbet.
God, John McGinn.
Yeah.
Aye.
I just hope that doesn't come against England.
Another name in the Scotland squad who are without caps. You've got David Turnbull, who's been on good form for Celtic, probably Celtic's best player this season.
Aye.
And also Billy Gilmour of Chelsea.
Yes.
He's got a few.
It's good to see. It's good to see him.
He's got a few starts past couple of games under Thomas Tuchel, and he's made his way into the Scotland squad, which is good for him really.
I've been saying for a while he's deserved a place in that squad.
Aye, I mean doing it in the Premier League. I mean,
How old is he? 19.
Around that,
20.
yeah.
At that age, doing so well for Chelsea. I mean, he's been due a cap for Scotland.
Yeah,
I'm gutted for Ryan Gold though. I don't even
know who he is.
So Ryan Gold, he was on Dundee United. He's now in Portugal playing.
Oh right, I remember he was at Dundee United. Yeah.
Yeah, he was at Sporting. And now he's at Farense, who just went down in Portugal, but he's been probably their best player this season. And a lot
shouldn't
of
be overlooking players just because they didn't play in Scotland or England. We shouldn't be overlooking players.
Exactly.
But he's probably deserved it over the likes of Fleck, who's been relegated with Sheffield United in a really poor Sheffield United team. So. But no, apart from that, I'm quite happy with the squad. Buzzing for Nizzy. In general, I'm quite confident about our chances. If we get out of the group, that would be positive in my view.
I think Scotland have a chance to get out of the group, especially with the best third place teams coming through as well.
I think they have the best chance definitely to get out.
It's just about
if not second, definitely third, 100%.
It's just about beating Czech Republic and Croatia. Croatia will be tough, but we've beaten Czech Republic home and away before. So...
I wouldn't underestimate Croatia.
World Cup finalists.
Exactly.
They've been through a bit of a rebuild recently. But
the thing is, depending how many fans you get at Hampden. I mean, that game's at Hampden, so it just depends how many you get.
Also, that's two games you really want to go see though. Is England Croatia and Scotland Croatia. That's two games I'll definitely be watching.
England Scotland, I want to see.
Oh yeah, and obviously England Scotland, yeah, of course.
Aye.
But it's going to be a good Euros anyway. And obviously, I don't know if you told the viewers yet, but we've done a sort of round robin thing.
No, yeah, we've done a little.
Oh yeah, we tell.
Little sweepstakes thing between us and the pod. Basically, we've drawn out 4 teams each for the 6 of us who have appeared on pods. So Lewis, Kyle, me, Marcus, Andy, and Gary, who was on last week. So we've all been drawn 4 teams, and we're all going to put in a tenner, and then whoever wins gets the full 60 quid to buy their team's home kit for next season.
I've definitely lost, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, Kyle has been drawn Russia, Turkey, North Macedonia, and Finland. Marcus
you couldn't write it, and I pulled the draw as well. You couldn't have wrote
At least it means my money isn't going to a fucking Rangers top. Eh?
Fair, man. That's fair enough. I think Sam's definitely got the best, though. Sam's definitely favourite.
I got Sweden, Portugal, England, and Belgium, which is
ridiculous teams.
Yeah. Marcus got Netherlands, Wales, Austria, and Spain.
You have a choice with fucking Netherlands, Marcus. Jeez.
Yeah, and Spain.
Holland, Mon the Dutch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Lewis got Slovakia, France, Italy.
Part of me want England to win, of course, the Euros, and now part of me doesn't, because Sam will have to get a fucking top.
Yeah, but I don't think you. Yeah, but look, Lewis got Slovakia, France, Italy, Hungary, and he's got Ukraine, Germany, Poland, and the Czech Republic, and Gary got Scotland, Denmark, Croatia, and Switzerland.
I was saying, Sam, you've got a choice though. So would you get a Hibs top or a Peterborough top?
I'll get a Hibs top. I haven't got a Hibs top in a while, so definitely get next season.
It would make me feel a lot better.
So now he's already guessing what he's wanted now, because he's pretty much won it.
It would make me feel a lot better if my money was going towards a Hibs top. So
I would fucking hate myself.
At least it's not going. You just gotta hope that Germany don't win it.
I just got hope North Macedonia win it, or Turkey.
But moving on now, instead of a quiz this week, we've gone with choosing our team of the season.
Oh, tasty.
Now this is going to be a very, very tasty
one.
So
is this a combined
one? So we're going to each go through our own team of the seasons, and then we're going to hopefully try to agree on...
Oh, this is gonna be a debate. But yeah, I think we've gone for, was it a 4-3-3?
4-3-3, yeah.
Yes, I've gone for 4-3-3 as well.
Nice, right? Okay, so we've got 4-3-3. That's something we can agree on. Probably the only thing we'll agree on, but leave it at that.
So we'll start in goal. Who have you guys got as goalkeepers?
Al McGregor. It's got to be. There's no debate. There's no debate. Al McGregor's been the best goalkeeper. When he's not made the most saves in the season, but the saves that he's made this season, like the one, obviously the first one that comes up is Lee Griffith's shot against, obviously 0-0, and that save where I don't know how he got that, clipped under the post, and he's been there when we've needed him, and he's been the best keeper in this league. There's no shadow of doubt about it.
Marcus, who have you gone for?
Well, surprise, I've not gone for Al McGregor.
What?
I've gone for Marciano.
Oh my god, nah, shut up. Nah, that's done already.
Because Marciano is absolutely quality. He's just he's just pure Hibs class, eh? Like that.
Is he better than Al McGregor this season though?
Yes.
Oh, you're rocking, mate.
Rangers have faced less shots than we have.
Yes, again, the amount of saves that McGregor has, like sublime saves he's made for this entire season. Not even just in the league, in Europe as well.
Rocky makes some beautiful saves, man.
I'm not saying he doesn't.
I think this is down to Sam though.
The thing is, I've gone for neither of those, and I've gone for Benjamin Siegrist at Dundee United.
No.
Siegrist has had like a handful of good games, and everyone's overhyping him.
Yeah,
same with Xander Clarke. I think
same with Marciano.
No, like Kyle. If you're being fair, right?
I'm sorry, right? I'm not letting Marciano get in over Al McGregor.
The only two players. McGregor, I agree, has to be the candidate if you're going to choose.
The candidate.
No, but if you're going to have to choose any other keeper in the league that would be there, it would be Marciano. It's not going to be Bain or Barkas. It's not going to be Siegrist or Clarke or whatever. It's Marciano.
Yeah, but doesn't mean I would put him over Al McGregor.
Probably not.
He's the player of the year. He's the player of the season, mate.
McGregor.
Come on. He is the player of the season.
Out of the starting goalkeepers for each club, Alan McGregor has only conceded 10 goals this season.
Exactly. And he's the player of the year.
So I
McGregor in goals.
I'm going to I'm gonna slightly lean towards that actually.
If it means that we get more outfield players, then I'm fine with
No, depends what happens. Depends who you
that.
got.
All right, we'll see then. We'll see. Okay, right,
Okay,
McGregor. Sure,
move
sure.
on to right back now.
Oh, I think this is where we'll all agree because I've gone Tavernier.
Yeah, Tavernier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tavernier. I think
Yeah.
that's one of the
Absolutely outstanding.
easiest choices.
He's been unbelievable this season. He's every year you can see his improvement, and he's the club captain. And I think since he's been captain, he's just completely raised his game since we got that.
His improvement from where he is now to where he was 5 years ago, practically handing us his British Cup.
Exactly. Yeah.
Aye,
So not well. I wouldn't say that. There was a lot of factors in that, but anyway.
Stokes did tear him inside out, but
I think
Again,
there is conversation to be had about Tavernier and the England squad. Obviously, England have got about 57 million
right backs.
world class right backs, but he.
I heard. I don't know where I heard this from. Right, don't take this as it's probably just a Twitter rumor, right? But accordingly, that Tavernier got asked to call up for the Scotland squad, and he rejected it. That's what I've heard, and I don't know what source is it from, but that's what I've heard underground.
Is it from Hello Hello We Are the People TV or whatever?
Nah,
No.
It's Big Staunch 55 on Twitter, mate.
Yeah, a reliable source.
No, there's been a few people. There's been a few verified Twitter accounts that have been saying that. But anyway,
I don't know if you're eligible though. If you because you have to be you have to have lived in a country a certain amount of years before.
That's what I was thinking as well. That's what I was
I think there's different rules for if you're in different British countries, but I'm not sure what those rules are.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so we all agree in Tavernier then.
Yeah.
Yes. I like this team so far, guys. I like the team so far.
In terms of centre back, I'm gonna get it out of the way, and I've gone Goldson because Goldson has to be in there.
Yep.
I'm sure Kyle's got
I've gone Goldson as well.
Goldson.
That's another one that we can all agree on. And I don't think you guys will pick this player, but
Probably not.
Partly because I want Hibs to sign him, and partly because I feel like you need a St Johnstone player in there. I've gone with Jason Kerr because every time I've seen him, he's been absolutely outstanding. And the season St Johnstone have had, the season they've had, you'd be hard pressed not to have a Saints player in there. So I've gone with our captain Kerr.
I've been impressed with Conor McCarthy at St Mirren this season. I think he's been probably a standout player for them as well.
As a Hibs fan though, like if you're talking about us signing either one of them, you'd have Kerr as first choice and McCarthy as the backup.
Yeah,
not very right. I've got Highlander down.
Right, Kyle, of course you do.
Of course I do.
Yeah.
But I have a case for Marcus's. I do have a case. I do have a case.
I mean, St Johnstone have been outstanding. They've gone and won the League Cup. Kerr's been their captain. Every time he's played against us, he's been outstanding.
Honestly, if you're not going to agree on Highlander, I would agree with Marcus on Jason Kerr, 100%.
For me, it has to be Kerr.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy to put Kerr down.
Next to Goldson. No, left back.
Left back. I think this is the one that's going to cause the most debate.
Right, I'm on my feet for this one. No argument. Borna Barisic. No argument at all. You can't compare him to a wee boy who's had an okay season.
Okay.
Barisic has played better.
He's not had an okay season. He's
had a good season, right? He's had a good season. Is he better than Barisic this season? No.
Yes.
Oh my god.
He's had an outstanding season. Whenever he's played, he's pocketed Tavernier.
Yeah, this is Hibs' Josh
You off your
Doig.
nut? Nah. I'll never have Josh Doig in that. Don't you know, he's had a decent season, yeah?
No,
He's had
but
a pretty good season.
Barisic maybe more goals and assists, but you're a defender to defend.
Going forward and going back, Barisic is the better player.
Doig's stats for a player who on the season before he was on loan at Queen's Park in League Two.
He's 19 years old. He was born in May 2002.
And he's made the step up to League Two. And he's bossed the Premiership, and he's got us third. And he's not only that, but keep in mind, right? Stevenson was our starting left back for Yonks.
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
Years and years and years. So, and Stevenson, he's aging, but he's still got it. Like whenever he has played, he's been good this season. So for an 18-year-old lad, now 19 obviously as of a few days ago, but to come in after being on loan at Queen's Park in League Two, take Lewis Stevenson's place in the Hibs squad, which Lewis Stevenson is a Hibs legend. Take his place in the squad, and have the season he's had is outstanding. It's Doig for me. So
How many times have you seen, right, Borna Barisic go up and down that wing, the amount of runs he makes, the amount of chances he
But
creates for Rangers?
mate, you've even said before that whenever Hibs and Rangers have played, Borna Barisic has struggled with Martin Boyle, and you said it the last time we played. You said it. So
Yeah, but that's not Doig.
yeah, but we're talking about Barisic. I
I'm
mean,
talking about Barisic, yes.
you says how many times have I seen Barisic going up and down that left, and then I thought, well, whenever I've seen Hibs play Rangers, he's always struggled with Martin Boyle. So
That's a couple
and
games
then
over a season, mate.
and
That's a couple
then
games over a season. Bear in mind,
well,
we've got Europe as well.
that's when I've seen him, and then whenever we've played you, Doig has pocketed Tavernier in that on the left as well. So out of the two of
You're
them,
off your rocket, mate.
nah, man, it's
No. I cannot let a young boy get in of a Croatian internationalist.
Well, I mean, Doig will be playing for Scotland one day as well if he ever
One
gets
day,
in.
yes, I agree with
Aye.
you. Barisic
But
has got a better wand of a foot than
it's
Doig
no if
this
it's no
season.
if you're old enough. It's if you're good enough, and Doig is.
I'm saying he's good. He's a good player. Don't get me wrong, he's a good player. Over Barisic? Nah, never.
Nah, well. I think
Sam, who have you got?
I've gone for Doig as well.
Fuck off. Nah, I'm done. Nah, you can't have Doig over Barisic. That's
has to be
embarrassing.
Doig, man.
That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
What
Nah,
having
nah, nah.
What we
having
could do
having
is for the left back spot. What we could do is put out on Twitter and say, "Here's a poll. Vote for who. Vote for who you're having at left back." Because I think the rest of the team we could possibly agree on. But this
maybe
one I know
maybe
he's
I
gonna.
don't think so at this. I don't think so at this rate, but I.
I
just
think
yeah.
this one's going to cause the most debate. So
Should have left it to last. I
Could've left
don't see in a couple of years. Yes, don't get me wrong. He's had a good season. Yes, he's had a very good season. But over
Yeah,
Barisic, no.
but like this
Never,
is
man.
nah, like 5 Rangers players out of 5.
Who's got more assists?
Yeah, but his
Exactly.
defensive stats have been outstanding for Doig. Like
Okay, but you can't compare fucking your defensive stats to our defensive stats. And Barisic is part of that defence. He's one of 3, well, one of 4, who make up that defence on that left. Barisic all day long. Croatian
thing is,
internationalist,
I know,
experience, still
you-
playing top level, and he's got an absolute wand.
you were saying before we started recording, you had 9 Rangers players at your 11.
Yes,
I can
because
guess.
team of the season is Rangers. Simple as that.
Yeah, but team of the season is individuals, no like whoever finished top of the league.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Anyway, let's move on to midfield.
let's move on to the midfield. I'm guessing we've all gone for 3 central midfielders. Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Right. I'm gonna get mine out of the way. The 2 Rangers players I've got Davis and Kamara. Just because I know we'll review on that, so
I've got Davis.
I've got
Oh, you've
Davis
got
as
Kamara.
well, so I think we can agree on that one then.
Okay.
Yeah,
But you got
Davis
Kamara?
and Central. I do not have Kamara. No.
I don't have Kamara either.
Wow. I didn't think I'd be the only one that had Kamara, to be fair, but
I've got
Right.
a Rebo.
I've gone
You've
for
got a
Rebo as
Rebo.
well. Yeah.
well, I'm happy to put a Rebo in because fair enough.
And then I've gone for a. It's probably a bit stupid actually. Now
You've
thinking
gone
of it.
for who've you gone for?
I've gone for Kent in
In
that
midfield.
midfield.
In the
Yep.
midfield.
Yeah,
No,
in the midfield.
I've gone for Kent, but I've gone for Kent up top. I know this is spoilers for.
Yeah.
I know.
I've gone for Kent up top
That's
as
that's
well.
where I was going to put him, but then I wanted to put another player in there.
You wanted to put, because you wanted to fit in Morelos.
Yes.
Fucking read you like a book, man. Nah, yeah, I've gone for Davis Kamara, and my final midfielder is Joe Newell,
Okay.
Fuck's sake.
because he is a Rolls Royce of a midfielder, and he's bossed it this season.
If I had to pick 3 central midfielders, it would be Davis, Kamara, and a Rebo. That's the 3 central ones I would
So
pick.
we've
100%.
gotten through the goalkeeper, defense, and the midfield, and every single player has been a Rangers player for you.
Yep.
See, I've gone for David Turnbull at Celtic. He's been Celtic's best player this season. There's a reason why they're second, and he's been really stand out for them when I'd say the rest of the team has kind of fallen behind.
Sam,
I'd never put Turnbull in there. I'd rather have Newell there than Turnbull, to be
Joe
honest.
Newell is a class. above.
Again, team of the season, not team of 1/4 of a season.
He
He
has
spent
been
half the
stand out
time on the bench.
Yeah,
He's been sat the most season on the bench.
but when he's been on, he's played well. But I'm
Yes,
happy
but
to
that
put
doesn't make him
Joe
in team of the season. But Joe Newell doesn't get in there, no.
Okay.
If you go for the three midfielders, it would be Aribo, Davis, Kamara. That was
You
shadowing
didn't
down.
you didn't have Kamara in your team though.
No, but if we're going for three central midfielders, because I put Kent on the wide,
Okay.
then yeah, I would put Davis, Kamara, Aribo.
So how are we doing this then? Are we having Kent as a forward
I
or
can
what?
put Kent as a forward,
I've
yeah.
got Kent as a forward as well.
I've got Kent as a forward, so just put him as a forward and put Newell in alongside.
You just said you've got Kamara, so it's 2 for Kamara.
No, I've got in my midfield. I've got Davis, Kamara, Newell, and we've all agreed we're having Kent as a forward.
So, do you have Newell, Sam?
No, I don't know, but he would have been
So
one
it's
of my picks.
just you, Marcus.
He's got Turnbull as that third midfielder.
Newell. Yeah, right, okay, put Newell then, because I'd rather have Newell over Turnbull.
Yep.
Right.
Okay. Class. Right. Front three. Well, we all know we've got Kent in, and I've got Martin Boyle because if any Hibs player has to be in this team, it has to be Martin Boyle.
Yeah, I put Boyle in.
Yeah, I've got Boyle
Has
as
to be
well.
Martin Boyle. Cool. We all agree on that. And then for the main striker, I've gone Kevin Nisbet.
I've gone Nisbet as well.
I also have Nisbet, yeah.
So yeah, front three: Boyle, Nisbet, Kent. I think is
I've also got Morelos off to the Kent side.
You've managed to turn it into a 4-2-4, haven't you?
Yeah, he did because he wanted to fit Morales in, but nah, we've agreed that Kent's going to be the forward.
Yeah,
player,
okay,
so.
right. I'll take Morelos out, but Morelos he's had a good season.
He's a fantastic season.
I'd say Morales started off slow, but he's gotten back to where he normally is.
And he's playing a different role as well.
What I find interesting is that the league's top scorer hasn't been mentioned at all yet, and that's Odsonne Edouard.
Because he's crap.
He's a good player, but it just shows you how.
You can see on the pitch his attitude. He may have scored a lot of goals, yeah.
Yeah, he'll be away.
His attitude's stinking, especially this season.
He's been linked with Leicester reunion with Brendan Rodgers, and he's also been linked. I can't believe I'm saying this. He's been linked with other Premiership mid-table clubs, and that's why he's been linked with Spurs to replace Harry Kane, which is insane.
I think Edward's good enough. I think he's a good player. I think you could cut in the Prem. So.
Decent player. I think it's since he got announced that he was getting a transfer or a potential transfer, he just completely dropped. Just wanted to move, I think. So what's our team then? We've got McGregor, Tavernier, Goldson,
Curter,
Doig,
Baradoig. Combine them into two, and they're a fantastic left back.
Paris, Doig.
And then we've got Davis, Aribo, Newell, and then Kent, Nisbet, Boyle.
Fair. It's not enough Rangers players. It's not staunch enough.
No, it's just that Newell doesn't sound right in that team.
He does.
Nah.
Joe Newell.
No, he doesn't at all.
He does.
He doesn't at all, man. If you're going to put the same thing, right, on what you said about Doig, he's been bad, he's been terrible every time he played Hibs. He's been absolutely terrible since he played Rangers, from what I've seen.
Nah, one of the games.
Yeah. I would say he's not been the greatest player. I'm sure he was subbed off a game against us.
Because every single sub has to be because the player's doing bad, not because you're rotating the squad. No, one of the games at Ibrox, he absolutely bossed it. He was the best player in the park, like as a whole. So.
What, for the Hibs team?
One of the games at Ibrox, I think it was the Hadji one where it was.
I didn't notice him at all, man.
Unreal that game.
Didn't notice him at all.
No.
It can't be that good then.
Anyway, we'll move on to the final predictions of the season. This is the one that means that the winner of this will get the coveted false 90s Mars bar. So we'll go through what happened last week.
Right. There's a lot of stuff that's happened last week, I'll tell you. We had a lot of games to go through.
Midweek ones and the weekend ones as well, yeah.
Yes. So I'll start off with the previous scores and doors. So you had myself in the lead with 52, Andy on 47, Marcus also on 47, Sam on 39, Lewis on 15, and obviously Gary's not put any predictions in the season, but he'll hopefully be back for next season.
I think he'll be back for the Euros, yeah.
Yeah, for the Euros, yeah. So we started off. Obviously, I'm not going to go for each individual game, but we had in last place. It was Andy. Andy had got 3 points.
Oh,
He's
So
normally really consistent with these predictions. So
am I? I'm trying to see if my maths is correct. Yes, he did got 3.
your maths has been suspect at points.
Right, go away. I didn't do maths in school. Then in 4th place, you've got Lewis with 7.
Mm.
Make sure this is right. Yeah, 7. And then in 3rd is Sam
mhm.
with 11.
Oh, nice. Not bad. Not bad.
Not too bad. And then so I just said the first.
Yeah.
And first was myself with 15. And I said Marcus, you're in second with 13.
Okay.
Just
So
keep it kind of close though.
it's still open. Don't get me wrong, right? So it has changed a wee bit in the totals. So you got Lewis at the bottom with 22. Sam, you're on 50. Andy's on 50. Marcus on 60, and I'm on 67. So literally, this is it's go down to the wire. This goes down to the last game of the season, so to speak.
There are 4 games to predict. We're going to predict the rest of the playoffs. Obviously, we missed the playoff for the League One, which was won by Dumbarton 3-2, so they stay in League One. But there are some second legs, and of course the Scottish Cup final. So later tonight, so this would have happened by the time the pod comes out. It's the second leg of the Championship playoff between Greenock and Airdrie. Greenock are 1-0 up on aggregate.
Mate, just keep saying. Greenock Morton, yeah.
Greenock Morton versus Airdrie Owners, yeah.
Oh, I need actual. So who's 1-0 up? Sorry.
So Greenock are 1-0 up on aggregate.
I'm gonna say 1-0 Greenock Morton.
1-1.
I'm gonna say, for the sole reason that I want Airdrie versus Hamilton next season, Airdrie 2-0.
Right.
Why do you want Airdrie to be Hamilton?
Because that's Lanarkshire, isn't it?
I mean, technically it is, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
On Saturday, do you want to leave this one to last?
Go for it, man.
Yes. Yeah. No, leave it to last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know if I will make a prediction.
On
Make a prediction
Sunday,
for it.
Hibs 5-0.
It's the playoff to get into League 2, and it's Brecon versus Kelty Hearts. Kelty Hearts 2-1 up, and it's at Brecon.
1-0 Kelty.
I think I'm going to agree and go 1-0 Kelty as well.
Yeah.
I'll also agree with 1-0 Kelly. So we'll all go for 1-0. So this is something I can't drop points on.
On Monday, is the second leg of Killy versus Dundee.
1-1.
Oh, I was actually thinking that initially.
1-1 Dundee to go through.
Yeah, I'll probably say the same thing actually.
Right.
1 each. Yeah, I actually thought that. Yeah.
I'm going to go. You know what? I'm going to have to say 1-1 as well. I can't think of any other score it's going to be.
Yeah.
And
Right.
on Saturday,
at
2 o'clock.
Right.
Who's at home? Is it Hibs that are the home team?
It's the
St
Scottish Cup
Johnstone
final.
are the home team.
Oh.
So it's St Johnstone designated as the home team. Obviously
Right.
It's a Hamden.
I'll kick this off because both of you are Hibs fans.
Yeah.
Right, so obviously I want St Johnstone to win. Of course I do.
Of course.
But I rather want. I'll be happy St Johnstone win, and I'll also be happy if I put a Hibs win. So I'm going to say 1-0 Hibs.
Yes. One high V's.
I want Hibs to win, but
yeah, you know we're gonna though.
You want to win the predictions.
I want to win. I want my Mars bar.
Right, I'm gonna go in with. I don't really want to make a prediction for this, but
5 each.
Imagine.
It better fucking not be. Nah, I
know you want to say it.
I want to say
Hibs on them penalties.
3-1 Hibs.
Wow.
Doige, Boyle, and Nisbet each getting one. Mon the fucking cabbage. Let's get that cup.
That's so embarrassing.
Okay, sure, man.
Mon the cabbage.
Mon the cabbage.
I am going to. Obviously, today is the 5-year anniversary of 2016 final.
Yeah,
Shut up.
Yeah,
Hibs
Kyle.
won
Yeah.
3-2,
Yeah.
and I think I'm going to copy that and say it's going to be another 3-2 Hibs win.
What a scoreline. Love it. Yep.
Well done. You beat banter years, Rangers. Well done.
But that'll be the last game to predict of this season in the Premiership. We'll be back with Euros predictions starting from...
Come on, England. Come on.
Starting from next week. We'll obviously do...
Monash, Scotland.
We'll do what we did last time there was an international break, and then predict random games in the lead up to the Euros.
Oh, no.
They're always fun.
No.
And obviously we'll put out to the general public who is the left back in our team of the season. Is it Josh Deutsch or is it Borna Barisic? But other than that is the end of the pod today and the last pod of the Scottish football season. Obviously we'll review the cup final in our next pod, but other than that, thank you guys for joining me, and we'll see you again next week.
Cool. See ya.
See you later.
Right.
The False 90s podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Podbean, and our website at false90s.wordpress.com. For updates, follow False 90s on both Twitter and Instagram. And a big thank you to Fransisco Aluear and his track Space Game, which is our theme tune.
And then people like, oh, Kyle, where'd I get this? Kyle, where can... Fuck off, just honestly. I was getting messages about an hour ago. Hi, Kyle. I just ignored them. You don't get a reply till Monday. Fuck off.
Fair enough.
Pisses me off, honestly. It's so done.